Well, we woke up early having a nightmare. We were going to get the proper amount of sleep and fix our schedule, but nope, today's a nightmare kind of day. Oh, right, we're super upset. I was like, why is that taking so long to take out? It's like, right, we're all the sad. We're having a bad day. Oh yeah, oh El Gusso. There's there's a number of times where I've shown where it's like you'll have just a raw potato. Like I'll have just a potato, no seasonings, like no salt, no pepper, no like nothing fancy, no condiments, no other vegetables, just a potato. And I like put the potato in the bowl and suddenly it makes us happy. It's like, yep, you're eating a bowl of raw potato. Nothing else, just potato. And your guard's like, this makes me happy. Like, look, man, you literally just cut that potato into like 16 pieces, put it in a bowl, and then called it salad. I mean, it's certainly better presentation than just, you know, eating a potato. Oh yeah, that is all the katanas we found this run so far, of which I believe we found 4 of those today. Wait a second, wasn't there 9 of them? It doesn't matter. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, so we found 4 of them today alone. Like today as in today's stream. Or maybe it was 5 of them today. We found a lot of katanas today. Like an absurd number of katanas today. It started to become a joke, the number of katanas we found today. I think the game felt bad because yesterday it gave us a katana that was at near max repair, and it didn't last us an entire streak before it broke. Because we just, like, in 10 hits, we took 5 durability ticks or 6 durability ticks at 6 maintenance. And so it's like the game felt bad. It's like, alright, I'm sorry for teasing you. Have a bunch of katanas. And this isn't me putting up like a wish list kind of thing, rather the opposite. What I did is, I know there's a number of people who use what's known as the Nexus store, so that you can buy games on Steam and support the stream kind of thing. Sometimes it has better discounts than Steam, sometimes it doesn't, so if it's cheaper on Steam, just buy it on Steam. But I did put together a store and add a link to the About section that just basically has, here's a bunch of games that I like, that I've played. You know, if you want to support, great. If not, also fine. Just giving people options. Okay, so we want to gas this up because it's getting low. Yeah, because I know there's another streamer I've watched for a long while that also has a Nexus store, and I picked up a few titles through that. So I was figuring, you know, that's not a bad idea. I probably should do that. It's not like it doesn't have like all the games available on Steam on it or anything. So like, there's definitely games like Project Zomboid's not on there. Otherwise, I would definitely put that as like the main listed game on the store and all that. But what games I do know that I played that were there, I added. They do limit, so I can only put like 10 games in the store, which is fine. That's probably plenty. Alright, and when we left off, we got ourselves a brand new station wagon that's got some pretty solid horsepower. And I have a terrible idea I thought of after stream that I may be putting to use on this thing. Because this has enough horsepower, I feel comfortable towing some stuff. So I have an idea for how we can continue to clear out the country club without having to go all over the place. vehicle with brakes. Yeah, I mean, the station wagon... Where are you going? Like, I'm right here. Buddy. There you go. Yeah, because it had, was it, I think a 420 horsepower engine? Which makes it the second highest horsepower vehicle we've used so far. And our other one is missing wheels. So, I mean, it towed home our big van, and that actually went pretty smoothly, other than going over some of the bodies got pretty tenuous because the van was doing all sorts of weird, wonky things behind us, but it did do its job successfully. And without tragedy. And it has real brakes, not pretend brakes. And also, I just realized my mic position was entirely wrong a minute ago, so I was probably very quiet to everyone. So, my plan, and you'll notice exactly what it is once I get around this corner here. Let's just deal with zombie here. Any zombies we see out on our cleared area have to go. Because they're just a tomorrow problem zombie, so I'm going to deal with them now. Is that not close enough? Alright, so first I want to just pull it out of here, and then I'm going to try and turn around the other side to try and make it as easy as possible to tow. Or not, because that's just going easy peasy lemon squeezy. Never mind, this is just following us. But my plan is to take this by the resort main building, and you can guess where this is going. We've now got our way to draw zombies to a location and start wiping them out. As before, we kept tapping our horn again and again. Oh yeah, it's got some power, like, with the station wagon dragging this big truck backwards, and we're all the way up in the third gear now. Still accelerating. Way better than the our vehicles were for this. But I do hope everyone's having themselves a good Friday, and for those who work the 9 to 5, I do hope you're going to enjoy getting into your weekend. For those who, you know, they work the weekends, you know, sorry to hear that, but still, hope everyone's having a good day. For those who didn't catch the last stream we were playing Project Zomboid, we found, was it 4 or 5 katanas in the course of a single stream? Like, an absolutely absurd number of katanas. So we now are up to 8 katanas at our house. Did I have another one handy? No, I think we used our last one. Either way, we have more katanas than any person has business owning. So, that's all been excellent. Now, we did snap a couple screenshots where we were dual-wielding katanas, just for screenshots. there's no benefit in doing that. Like, you'll just knock it as effective out of the katana in your main hand, and the offhand katana won't even attack. So we just did it standing over a pile of corpses for the pictures. Then I busted out our one katana and just went back to work. Did I have food on me? That should have been a thing to check before I went over. Oh yeah, I don't got veggies, but I have a whole pile of fish, so I guess that's something. Probably really should have had veggies as well, but you know, we're already here. Don't make me swerve while driving, zombie, with a towed vehicle. It's bad time. And you'll notice we are pretty sad. That's because we've been shoveling stale fish in our mouth for a while. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to try and avoid going underweight. We are gaining weight now, finally. But I do anticipate by the time winter's done, we are going to be underweight. I just don't have enough, No, I keep saying that, but I keep forgetting I also have a bunch of oats and cereal, so if I really care about it, I can fix it. And I probably should mix them in at least for maintaining weight during the winter. And I'm having to constantly stop from just the zombies that have been drawn out of the woods over time, which is fine. We keep killing them, they keep going away, less zombies in the world, and little by little we make ourselves a zombie-free world. Thought I saw one like buried back in the trees over here. There you are. I think this might be how I deal with areas that we've already cleared, is we just make it a point, like maybe once an in-game month or every other in-game month or something. We just go to each of the places we've cleared already, have a strategically placed, you know, ambulance, police car, like those will be wrecks. I won't take good vehicles to do it. We just leave them in the middle of town. And then just, we run by, turn it on, clear out whatever shows up, and then move on. So that way we keep effectively clearing the areas as, you know, hordes move from the woods into the area, neighboring territories, whatever. I saw that screwdriver handle for a moment. I was like, katana? Katana? If we see a katana today, like, I would be surprised. The amount of RNG we've had with those katanas that have been finding them so fast has been absurd, so I I have seen more katanas last stream than I should have seen for probably the first half of this playthrough. Unless the numbers have adjusted since multiplayer update, at which point I'm not complaining. I'm going to take it slower since we're going to see tons of bodies now. And the last time I went over all the bodies towing something, it got not dicey. It wasn't dangerous, but things definitely were getting kind of weird. Once upon a time, this entire median was just loaded up with bodies the whole length. This crowbar's just about done. I do think whatever challenge I do after this one, again, like whether we win or lose, I think the next challenge we're going to do is going to involve zombies with higher AI. So like the zombies can open windows and doors and that kind of thing. So probably not like a 16x popper kind of thing, but just make the zombies that exist in the world that much more dangerous kind of thing. Yeah, it's also good that we're not driving this police truck around because it's missing a window. And I know I can fix that pretty easily, but then I have to give up something that has windows. Granted, I think that truck right there that we're passing, I can take the window and fix it, but there's a wreck. It's not worth the time or effort. We're just dumping it here to be sirens. Because I figure putting this at the main building makes more sense than the giant parking lot, because the main building's a bit more centered on the property. So I'd anticipate seeing the zombies from throughout the country club showing up much more reliably. That said, I do think, because we don't know how many zombies are going to turn out for this disaster, I'm going to keep the station wagon a little ways away and not running, so it doesn't draw any zombies to it. That way when it's all said and done, we can just, you know, hop in the station wagon and go if we gotta go. Seems like a perfect place for the station wagon. Or not for the station wagon, for the police car. Oh, I should be listening to the radio in case of helicopters. We can do that while I move the station wagon. We're probably too late to catch the, Alright, so I'm going to pull this around. Leave it down here off to the side, which I think is good enough. Turn off the radio, turn off the engine so it's not making any noise of its own to draw attention. No, I do not have Sunday Driver. I'm using cruise control. So in the game, if you use Shift W, it'll increment your cruise control up by 5. Shift S will increment it down by 5, and tapping the brakes will turn it off. The moment you try and increment up the speed, it'll kick it on by itself. Because generally speaking, you probably don't want to just slam on the gas and move around, because you'll get killed. No problem. I jokingly will refer to Sunday Driver as being a buff, not a penalty, just because it protects you from yourself. The caveat being is it does make towing worse. Grab a gas can to put in the police truck. And the reason we're doing that is if we just run the sirens on the battery, when the battery runs out, we can't start it, so we can't recharge the battery. So we don't want to do that. There is a chance that ultimately does happen at some point. Like if I were to set off this alarm and then, you know, we got forced away from the police car and not able to get back to it before it runs out of gas, then that would be what it is, but I think we'll be okay. We've cleared out this area a lot. Because, like, we actually had way more buys. You can actually see where a bunch of these are decaying at this point. So my hope is, we set this up, something like 50 to 100 zombies show up, we kill them, and then we just have stragglers. That's my hope. I'm not confident in that hope. I am also kind of 50-50 that we also just get completely overwhelmed with zombies and I have to just drive away. Which is why I'm keeping the stage, you know, a respectable distance away, so hopefully it won't draw attention. You know, I always like to keep at least one full gas can in whatever vehicle I'm driving, just in case, like, you're trying to drive home, you're kind of blocked out of the way, so you have to go farther. That you always can fall back on that little bit of gas to keep going. Right, we've had our snack. All that stuff. Without any further ado, it's time for wee-woos. And this is how you died. Because I imagine it's probably going to take 30 seconds plus before the zombies start rolling in. And then it's a question of how many zombies start rolling in. Oh, I thought that person had a nightstick. I guess not. Oh, we're basically about to fall asleep. What am I doing? Well, it's too late. I've already set the alarm. It's not like I can turn it off without dealing with the zombies first. Taking some vitamins to stave off sleep for just a little bit. More zombies are going to swarm while that happens. That is what it is. We might be calling the resort clear pretty soon, cause that siren's still going and we don't have more company here. Let's go ahead and turn it off because our character was getting sleepy. Do a little right around the block, see what we see. Because the range in those sirens is pretty ridiculous. So if we're not seeing much, that means we shouldn't run into much in the area. Oh, I don't have my to-do list up. I need to correct that. And we're driving slow because you can absolutely launch your car driving over bodies. So while we have determined that the bodies do not hurt your suspension or tires through testing, launching your car onto its side most certainly does hurt your car. So the problem isn't so much driving over the bodies, it's driving over the bodies at a speed that then makes it dangerous. Since we ate all those vitamins, I'm just rolling up the road a little ways here. Okay, so we got zombies up here, and plenty of them. killed all of them. Zombie back here, but let's get our vehicle back first. Because we're going to spin back and there's a house you've been staying in. We're going to get back there before it gets too late, since our character is getting close to getting back to being sleepy. And we keep exerting. Checking. Wasn't sure if we grabbed bullets for the 1911 or if we just had the gun from picking it up. I think we just picked it up though. Okay, and the reason we keep switching to our hunting knife is we're trying to preserve as much stamina as we can. We don't know how much time we're going to spend stuck fighting the zombies here, so we don't want to use something that's burning a lot of stamina to get you. Plus, then you can execute zombies and feel like a total badass. Hi, sneaky cheeky zombie hiding in the trees. Trees are evil. They'll betray at a moment's notice. Never trust a tree. And I mean, to be fair, we start. We're the ones who, you know, cut down, burn, and turn trees into furniture all that first. So they're just trying to get their payback. Like, now is their time. The zombies are here. Humanity is falling. We trees stand with the zombie kind. Bartek cashing in some push-ups. I'm going to kill this zombie in the black shirt real fast, and then I'll hop in the car and get these push-ups done. Alright, I owe 5 push-ups. I'll be right back. And I did see the zombies up the road. We're just right about to be drowsy, sort of heading back to our house. Another one all the way back in Ekron, but the one we're just staying in at the resort area. Then I think we'll spin by here again. Set off the sirens a bit more, and just kind of rinse and repeat until we stop seeing any meaningful number of zombies. Or the helicopter shows up and I do still think for the helicopter I want to go down to the parking lot area. And that's just because it's a big open space, so it's really good for fighting zombies. Because you never know what the helicopter will bring. And we are getting close to due for the helicopter. Not they'll necessarily be the next day or two, but it's going to be in the near future. I wonder if... You know, one of the other game days... I should do State of Decay. Because it's a very different take on the exact same type of thing this game is. Like, and I know I played the Living Daylights out of State of Decay 1, and State of Decay 2 I gave kind of just a first start and went, eh, it's just more State of Decay. But I don't think I really gave it an honest shot. That might be a game we play in other games day at one point. For those who haven't played State of Decay, it's kind of the same idea as Project Zomboid. Doesn't have nearly the depth that Project Zomboid does. They do have special zombies that are super dangerous. But it's a lot more focused on, oh, you need generic supplies, food, all that sort of stuff, and you're kind of keeping a community alive as opposed to focusing on just surviving on one character. Like that game, if like a character dies, you just play a different character. Like your character will get too tired to continue, at which point then you just swap characters and proceed to play more. It's a good game. And I'll probably bring this up a couple times during streams, just because it's a brand new thing I've added. I did add what I'm calling an official game store. It is Nexus, but I've taken a bunch of games that I like that Nexus offers for sale. They'll give you like a Steam key and all that. If you buy games through there, I get a cut. The amount I get varies per game. I don't get really any say in the cut or anything like that. It's not like I've worked directly with these companies or anything. It's just... you know, they say we want to be listed on Nexus, and then Nexus provides that for streamers to, so that way, like, when you're watching me play a game and go, that sounds like a good game, I can add it to my store and be like, well, you can buy it over there. Now, I will say, if ever at any point in time Steam's price is cheaper than my Nexus store, just buy it on Steam. It's fine. It's just providing another way for people to support the channel. Because I know, like, I added the merchandise store, and there's a couple people who looked at items and said the shipping to, like, New Zealand and that was absolutely, completely and utterly unreasonable. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. So just trying to give people more options. And on that note, thank you to everyone who has been lurking, tuning in, chatting, following, subscribing, doing the bits, the hosts, the donos, and all of that good stuff. It does all help, and I really appreciate it. Like, I know there's the merch, and I do all that kind of stuff to try and give people options, but, like, just you being here supports the channel. So don't ever feel like, oh, but I'm just lurking. No, lurking genuinely helps. So thank you. This fish looks like it's going to go bad pretty fast. And I am just making my character wait a little while before we go to sleep. And the entire reason for that is if we go to bed right now at our tiredness, we're just going to wake up at like 2 in the morning, and then it's going to be dark, and then it's a whole thing. And I just don't want to deal with it. So instead, we're going to sit here till midnight, being incredibly bored, and go to sleep and then pick up where we left off in the next day. Because this will probably have us waking up, I would guess, 5 o'clock, maybe slightly before 5.